Oh, I could let that go for the entire track. Ever wonder what that piece of art that you have in the attic or found at a garage sale is actually worth? Well, recently, a painting by the one and only David Bowie was discovered at a used goods store in Northern Ontario. This happened. And this morning, BT gets the exclusive first look. Joining us this morning to tell us about this incredible find is art specialist Rob Cowley. Good morning, Rob.
Good morning, Sid. How are you?
Good, good. Dina here with us. So, okay, let's get, before we get to the backstory, let's see it. Let's let this breathe here.
Absolutely. So it's right here beside me. Up here, it's a small portrait by the artist. Can you see that?
We can see it. If it's possible to zoom, I don't know if it's possible to zoom in or not.
Yep. We can actually pan
okay,
over.
All right, there you go.
Move over. Yeah. So right here.
All right, we have a full image up, Rob. So walk us through.
Oh, good.
What we're seeing.
So this is a small portrait by David Bowie. He produced a number of these during the late 1990s. They're called D-heads. So they're actual small portraits. The portraits are anyone from people he knew to fellow musicians to people in the industry. It's not identified who the portrait is. It's signed on the back by the artist. And so this little painting was found in a donation center in Northern Ontario.
Wow.
The person who found it, there's actually a label on the back that lists the work as being by David Bowie, and the person thought, well, could it be? And so they purchased the work for very little. They sent it to us. We did some research. Our specialists actually reached out to an expert in Bowie's work, who also is an expert in his signatures, and he was able to identify the signature on the reverse as being authentic. So it is a late 1990s David Bowie portrait. So a little
Very
canvas
exciting.
by the artist.
So
Absolutely.
You appraised it. Let's guess its value. Okay.
Oh,
This is
boy.
it's so
What do you
subjective.
think?
It's such a
I'm
crapshoot.
awful at this game.
Go, Sid.
Go ahead, Dina. You
No,
first.
you go first.
No, you go
no,
first.
because you're going to use my number to gauge
You're going to
yours.
use my number. You're going to price us right, me, and
Okay,
you're going to go a
Rob.
dollar up. Rob does this
sorry,
every time.
We're arguing
Rob
in front
does
of
this
poor
every
Rob.
time.
Rob's so
That's
nice.
okay.
Okay, I'll play the game.
I'll just wait.
I'm gonna praise this. David Bowie, legend, the late David Bowie. No one knew this really existed. Found in Northern Ontario. I'm gonna say $10 million.
What? Absolutely not.
Okay.
That's a little high,
This is
really?
not a Van Gogh.
It's David Bowie. That's art,
Okay,
man.
Yeah.
all due respect, it's not a Van Gogh. Can I say I'm going to go for $90,000? What's the answer, Rob?
Less, actually. So it's actually valued between $9,000 and $12,000.
Oh,
and
wow.
Now, one of the reasons for that is the fact that his work is very rare at auction. There's only been between 10 and 20 works at auction.
$10 million.
And yeah, 10 million is a little high. And the record at auction actually for his work is just over 20,000 US. But we'll see. So it's actually in an auction with us at cowleyabbott.ca. Between the 15th and the 24th of June. So our international art auction will feature the painting.
All right, so it could hit 10 million, is what you're saying. We don't know
It
yet.
absolutely could. It's an auction.
Could.
All it takes is
You know what?
two bidders with deep pockets.
Rob's like, yeah, if Sid ever walks into a gallery, everybody knows.
Yeah,
I'm coming in hot, Rob. I'm coming
Sid,
in
if you want
hot.
to sign up for bidding, just let me know.
Yeah.
I'll be
Well,
happy to help.
maybe not at that price point, but it is intriguing.
Speaking of, more people are getting into the art collection game. So if they want to get into it, what are your tips?
Our tips are reach out to a professional. It's always a great idea. Right now, during the pandemic, online sales have been more active and have been more successful than ever. And there's all kinds of options across the country. We hold auctions every single month of original works by both Canadian and international artists. Speak to professionals, but there's also some commandments that we look at when you're looking at valuing art. The artist is very important. And so if you're looking for instance, we have a work here by Franklin Carmichael, who was a member of the Group of Seven.
Yeah.
And so this painting, given his background, given the fame of the Group of Seven, is valued at $40,000 to $60,000. But his works have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And actually, we have a Canadian art auction this evening, June the 9th, and you can bid in that auction as well. And also the association. So the history of an artwork is very important as well. And actually, this work, this landscape by Dobriansky, was actually owned by Half Day, the Maple Leafs legend.
Wow.
And in fact, when he won his first Stanley Cup that he won as a player in 1932, he took a honeymoon, got married that summer, took a honeymoon and bought this painting in Europe, and it's remained in the Day family until it was consigned to us. And so that painting's also available starting next week.
Rob, we have very little time, but I'm curious. The condition of the painting is what?
Condition is the condition of the half day painting is excellent. And condition, you're right, Sid, condition plays a huge role in terms of value as well. Original condition is very important. If something has been restored or has issues, it will have less value. But you can certainly reach out to us and we can assist with all those tips regarding looking at artwork and trying to make the best choice.
Forgive me, Rob. I was talking about the David Bowie.
Oh, the David Bowie,
Yeah.
excellent. It's in fantastic condition. It's in its original condition. It looks like it's never been restored or touched.
You have an online auction. Starts right now, today through June 15th. Where do they find more information? Anybody at home who's interested?
CowleyAbbott.ca, and we have a live auction this evening of important Canadian art, and then the international art auction actually opens next week. It starts on the 15th.
All right. Yeah, it might not cost you 10 mil, but the David Bowie is on the auction block soon. Rob, we appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sid. Thanks, Dina.
One might say, have
Sorry,
a nice
Rob.
day.
Stupid. $10 million. I don't know art like that. You kidding me? All right, you sound off coming up. I told you I was terrible at the game. I'm not going first next time we play that game. All right, we're talking vaccines. We're talking borders here on You Sound Off nationally. Should fully vaccinated people face fewer restrictions? There's going to be a lot opening up in the next little bit. 1-866-267-3797. Feedback at breakfasttelevision.ca. Twitter 24/7 at Breakfast TV. More BT coming up after this.